Hi, my name is Stephanie, and today I just wanted to sit down, take a break from all the food videos, and just have a story time chat with you. So this is going to be a sit down story time about the time where I almost got kidnapped. So I was in the 3rd grade and we had this class called Talented and Creative Kids, or TAC Lab. And we would have one day out of the week where we would just do that class all day long. So instead of going to our normal elementary class, we would go to that class and do all sorts of things in there. A lot of times it was very like brain games, creative projects, etc. So they had this thing, actually it was 4th grade because they had themes for the year. So it was 4th grade, my apologies. And we were doing a kind of like investigative process type thing, and it was probably my favorite year because we got to basically pretend that we were detectives, and I also really liked Law and Order SVU at the time, and so I kind of had the bob cut that the character Olivia Benson had at one point. I don't know if she still has that or not. I haven't watched the show in forever, and so they like took our pictures so we could have like a little badge to pretend that we were investigators, and like that was amazing to me. But back on track. So basically we had this thing where we got to be like investigators or whatever, but a lot of it had to kind of do with literature too. I don't know, it was a whole thing. And we were teamed up with people. So I got teamed up with my, at the time, best friend, and I'm gonna change her name to Rebecca. Definitely not her name. One of the things that we had to do was to go find a flagpole and look for a book title, because that would give us the clue for our next thing. So our elementary was set up kind of weird. We had like a main building with certain classes in it, and the library and the principal's office and stuff like that. And then if you went outside, there was the 4th grade trailers, and then the building that had the 5th graders in it, and then there was another building that had the gym. And then if you went down there and across the street, there was our playground, and there was a bus barn beyond our playground. So we have like this random whole bunch of space taken up for our school. So this definitely involved being outside. Well, of course, this is along a road. It's a pretty quiet road, but you know, anybody can access it. It's a school. It's not like it's gated or something. And so my first thing was, I remembered seeing something taped to the flagpole in the cafeteria, and that was in the main classes, like main elementary classes, 1st through 3rd building. I would just stare at it all the time and wonder about it, and I always thought like maybe that's the name of someone who dedicated or maybe bought the thing, and so they put their name on it for some reason, because I had no reason to understand like why there's a name taped to it. Now, to be fair, I didn't know that Tom Sawyer was a book. It was just a name to me. So we went to go to that flagpole, and you have to go outside from one building part to the other building part. It's a lot faster. And so we do that. We see Tom Sawyer on there, and my friend's like, well, are you sure? And I'm like, I don't know, it's a name. It's not really like the name of a book. And of course, part of us wants to go on a bit of an adventure. We get free reign to go in a pair pretty much anywhere across the school to find this, right? So we're really excited about this. Well, we figured Tom Sawyer is a name, not necessarily a book. So we think, well, maybe there's a flagpole out by the recess playground area. So we go a walk-in, and on our walk, we happen to like look through, because the 4th grade trailers, there was one here, and then there was another next to it, but there was like a gap, like, I don't know, like big enough for you to walk through. But we look over, and there's just like this sock chilling out there, and it was kind of creepy. But other than, like, because I always walked by those because I was in 4th grade at the time, so we had school in the 4th grade trailers. So it's not like it ever bothered me before. But like I looked in there, and like I felt like I'd been like punched in the gut. It was super weird. And Rebecca told me afterwards that she had felt like really, really freaked out too. Well, for some reason, I ran through the little alley thing because it just like freaked me out. And so she followed me, and she was like, you know, what's going on? I was like, I don't know, but it just really freaked me out. It was really creepy. Well, going through the alley puts us over by the parking lot, and so we walk kind of by the parking lot over to the playground area, we do not find any pole with a book name on it or anything. And we start coming back towards like the cafeteria area. Well, we pass the 4th grade trailers again, not as creeped out about the little alley thing, but by the time we get to the end of the 4th grade trailers, there's like this drive that comes in, so that way the food people that drop off stuff for the cafeteria, they like have a drive that they drive up, and then you can hit the cafeteria doors. So we're going that way, and we look over, and there is this baby blue truck sitting there, and it was just really creepy because it was like right near the area that we had felt really creeped out by and that we had run through the thing, and it just freaked us out. And we saw them, and Rebecca was like, run! So we like ripped open the cafeteria door, ran into the cafeteria. We're freaking out. We're thinking, oh my gosh, like this person's gonna kidnap us. We're gonna die, you know, all those sorts of wonderful things. Of course, now we're inside, we're just fine. And then finally we headed back towards class because we don't know what else to do. And our teacher meets us partway because she's mad because we've been taking literally forever to find the clue, and we're just out and about, and obviously she can't have us just like walking around everywhere because, you know, we might get kidnapped or something. And we kind of tell her what happened, and she's just like, okay, but like what was the name? She like completely, she didn't care about the truck thing. She thought it was nothing. We felt it in our guts. Like she said, okay, Rebecca said to me, my friend said to me that the person was giving the I want to kidnap you stare. To be fair, I don't know what that means, but I just believed her, so. But either way, our teacher was just like, yeah, but what was the name on the pole? I told her the name. She's like, yeah, that's the book name. Go back to class. So that was about it. So that's the story of how I was almost kidnapped. It's now that I'm thinking about it, not that interesting. I will say though, I never saw that truck again. We used to see that truck or I used to see it after school when everyone was picking up their children, and it was really weird that they showed up in that truck at the time that they did, because like no parents are coming to pick up their kids or anything. And then after we like freaked out and ran inside, literally never saw that truck again, because if we saw it again, I was going to tell somebody because I was like really freaked out about it. So yeah, I don't know. Did someone want to kidnap us? I don't know. Were we just being stupid 4th graders? Probably. I hope that you did like this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and I'll try to give you some more interesting stories. Unfortunately, I'm not one of those YouTubers who like embellishes things or like comes up with crazy stuff that's not even remotely true. I'm just telling you my real life, and sometimes I'm faced with the fact that I'm super lame, but anyway, if you want to see more random videos from me, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I upload to this channel every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. I hope you're having a wonderful week. Bye!